Yeah, so I feel bad. I've been starting to put more water again because antifreeze is like $20 lost within a day. I feel bad for the environment. I feel embarrassed. I feel like I'm vandalizing where I go. But the reason I wanted to get my radiator fixed is to protect my investment because the engine would be pretty much destroyed if it's not done before the winter, even if I don't really use it to travel. And of course, I can't use it to heat up inside because there's so many exhaust fumes. I have to open the window if I'm not moving at a high speed. This opens a lot of cracks sometimes, just anytime by random almost, and I have to reclose it or put a piece of wood on the door. And there's a window that I have to put a stick on it because it'll like every few months, it'll just slide down a little bit. So, if I leave this somewhere, let's say I get a rental to survive the cold. If I leave it somewhere, I have to make sure somebody can remove the snow or make sure the heater fuse didn't go or windows didn't come up for animals to come in. Or still found a sting bug yesterday, and today is the 30th of October, 2022. So I had devoted, not just because it's the right thing to do to not lose the investment of this engine, but I decided to invest the entirety of my monthly budget because the estimate is pretty much that amount, or a little bit more still. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it for a while, the estimate. Now, they received all the parts for my appointment on the 26th, and the budget came in my account, except they were missing a crucial part, which is the radiator. And they've done their due diligence. Like, it wasn't found through their regular sources, so they had to order one online, and it's still, they said last time, oh, it's another 2 weeks. So they were looking other sources, and I'm helping them. And so in the meantime, I'm kind of grounded. Now you would think a radiator, with specific specifications or measurements can be done by radiator specialists somewhere, and they'll just say, tell us what it is, what the vehicle was, measure it. We'll make the equivalent, send it to you really quick. But I mean, and these vehicles and engine types, there were so many of them done. A business could, with these and a variety of things, do. And there is a radiator place here. They just supposedly don't want to do motorhomes. So, it's a complication of having the lack of community values. You think that's bad, you don't even have governments protecting you. Like, let's say people get life insurance, okay? And the next virus kills like 40% of people that have these life insurances. And an insurance company must have these monies available for a worst case scenario. And there are laws to enforce this. But let's say the politicians are slacking off and the insurance companies are no longer doing their due diligence for making sure this money is available. If a large number of people die that are their clients, then it's the same thing. Because I'm hearing that even 3-year-old vehicles like a Mazda, people can't get a part that is crucial. So it should be, worst case scenario, get it at the dealership, should be less than a week. But even dealerships can't get a part, and it's not a supply chain thing. It's really like people don't care to honor warranties. I've been talking about this for years. And there's no accountability structures in government or politics to do this because they never face these problems. And they really don't hang out with people who do face these problems. And yet it's their job to make sure people don't have these problems. So in the meantime, I'm like, nobody asks, they sometimes see, but I would say, well, my appointment was Wednesday. This would be my entire budget of the month. So now somebody in Gulu, Uganda, got the benefit because when she told me her mother died before and she wanted to ship the body somewhere, I thought maybe when her family was going to reach her, they would solve this problem, but apparently they didn't. So because I didn't fix this yet, I sent her $39. I don't know if it's enough for doing that, but the body is being refrigerated too. In the meantime, I don't know if it's got a lot of fees for that too. So at least she got the benefit in that way, and I could be spending the money on fixing other things, like trying to get batteries hooked up, even if I don't get a solar panel this month, and see if they are able to start up the furnace, which would make me less dependent on people that, you know, break agreements or that make communities function, or that our problem solvers kind of don't even want to, that are paid to be these problem solvers, don't even want to do as part of their job. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not stressed. I mean, I know this is who you are as a majority. These are the declining proto-societies that I'm living in, and things will keep getting worse, not better, because you know, a key component of what would be a stable proto-civilization is the concept of accountability, and it has to be taken care of very quickly and very efficiently and very thoroughly, and send a very strong message. And this is not violence as much as it is make it public. And again, I gave an example of this when I was in Vietnam, and somebody does something like stealing, let's say. They will be in the news, and their faces are not blacked out. You know, this, like, so their families, they're like, it'll be hard to come back from this. It was a bad decision. You know, and we need to do this with our politicians, not play games like you guys are doing with Trump. You know, if the charges are really bad, whether, you know, and you think you'll look bad in front of other countries, and you're trying to balance this, and yet you'd be proving other countries wrong, that you are strong, that you are really trying to be who you claim to be, and you'll earn maybe back some of your trust. But you are not the lesser of two evils, USA, right now, with how silly and how long it's taken to put Trump in jail for something. I mean, pick and choose. You know, like, I don't even think he's putting money into security to advise him the feds are coming to arrest him finally. You know, like, he probably doesn't even take you guys seriously.